Hey, thanks for stopping by my channel. I want to tell you about the show you're going to watch here just a little bit. We usually go to this show every year, and most of the time it's just a drive over, take a quick look, and leave, because the show is always on a Friday night. And since I work a crazy swing shift, either I'm off on Fridays, but I have to work Saturday, or vice versa. You know, I'm off on Saturday, but I have to work Friday. This show was kind of like a last minute thing. I was supposed to work Friday, and this show was on a Friday. And it started at 5:30, and I don't get off work till 6. And I'd have to drive over to Ohio, which isn't very far from where I live. But I decided to leave work early. I thought, well, okay, if I leave at 3, it gives me plenty of time to get home, get a shower, get the car together, and get going. And I messaged my wife, said, hey, I'm going to cut out of work 3 hours early. You want to go over to this show? And she's like, hell yeah, I want to go. I love this show. But this little town, it's called Wren, Ohio. And it's really crazy. Wren is a very small town, and I do mean small. Their population's like 200. Yeah, 200. And they had half of that in cars on this video. And not to mention all the people that come into town. So they really, population goes up that one day. But the really fun fact about Wren, which this car show started and all these people show up, is Wren, Ohio has the privilege of being the world capital of wiffle ball. Yeah, you heard me right, wiffle ball. If you look up Wren, Ohio and wiffle ball, you will see they are the world capital of wiffle ball. Kind of crazy, and it really is. But go ahead and sit back and enjoy the show. But one thing I got to tell you, like I said, this is an evening show. It starts at 5:30 and runs till like 9. They do burnout contests at the end, which I don't stay for. I'd like to get home before all that. Since this was a last-minute decision to go to this show, and it's an evening show, and we got over there, and some friends asked us to go eat at a local restaurant with them, right, walking distance, and we said sure, and we went there. The restaurant, to say it politely, was very slow. And by the time we got back to the show, the sun was going down. The shadows are really long on the ground and on the cars. And the show was going to get over really quick. You know, we lost a lot of time in that restaurant. So I had to kind of rush through the cars, and I do apologize for that. But like I say, I didn't have very long to shoot everything. The sun, like I say, the sun was going down, and the shadows really suck, and the lighting, terrible. And I apologize for that, but I was fortunate to at least get the whole show shot before it ended, and people started leaving. So sit back, enjoy. Hey, if you enjoyed this little video, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Later.